Good morning.
Good morning.
On our way down to the boat park to crack into what'll be the last few days of work before we splash. It's a pretty nice place here. Look at this, wake up in the morning and palm trees, birds. Our house is down that way, and here's all the boats. It's been hard work getting all this stuff done. It's really hot. Oh look, mushrooms. There's a lot of dew in the night, so the mushrooms are popping up. Little magical moments. And we are getting the work done, and it's always like this. You get 10 things going at once and it seems like you're never going to get things finished, but then they start coming together. But today we're going to work on the grip paint in the cockpit. We'll be masking that off and putting the coat of that on, and a few other bits and pieces.
As Vernon said, we're gonna do the grip paint. So we're gonna clean it with soap, because we're gonna not sanding it, and it's gonna be normally enough porous, and we're gonna put a new coat of grey on the top of this one.
So the sort of paint I'm using for this grip paint, it's actually like a very DIY cheap version, but it works really good. The guy who built this boat used it and he showed me the can he used, and I've sort of just gone with that. It's sort of close to Kiwi grip in a way, and I found a local Indonesian brand called No Drop. And what it is it's a rubberized membrane paint, waterproofing paint for brickwork and concrete walls and things like that before you put the outer paint on. It's sort of viscosity of honey nearly. You just put it on thick like it is, and then you use a very rough roller. I'll show you later when we're doing it, but it basically just lifts the paint up, and it's sort of a rubber feeling and very, very grippy. The only downside of it is it's water based, which is okay, but you can't clean it with any sorts of acids, so if you spill oil or coconut water or something like that, if you leave it on there, it really eats into it and discolorizes it, so you got to make sure you clean it really quickly before it can get in. But apart from that, it's a real good product, and very, very cheap, about 1/8 of the price of Kiwi grip. Right, so we've cleaned and masked off the grip area of the cockpit, and now Marie's painting already. This is the paint we're using. How's it going?
It's going good. It's quite easy to put. It's like, don't know, honey or thick syrup. So
Marie's just slopping it on relatively thickly and not worrying too much about it, and then I go over with this after 5 minutes. Once it's just got a little contact with the air, it gets a bit stiff, the paint, and then it sort of stands up and puts a structure in it, which is massively grippy. It's the most grippy deck I've ever seen. Check this out. Oh, just painted the GoPro. We've only got 5 days left until we launch. Well, on the 6th day we'll launch, so we've got 5 more working days left. So we're a little bit under pressure, and it's really hard to know, like, there's like 10 things going on at the moment, so it's really hard to know, but in my experience things always sort of come together at the end. Like the priority jobs that, the boat can't launch until they are done, I think we'll get them done. There's probably a few detail things that we'll still have to finish once we're in the water, but that's okay. Alright, all you at home, we're back for another day. Groundhog Day, pretty much. Pretty early. We try to start relatively early before it gets hot, but it's already stinking hot. I'm sweating already. Anyway, we're back in the cockpit, and what do you reckon? How's it look?
It looks pretty good. I like it. The color is quite light, and we're gonna see when we're gonna pull out the tape if we did correctly.
This paint down here, we're going to be painting this the same color afterwards, but we left a little island to stand on. Good morning everyone, welcome to another day in paradise. Really tired today, been working pretty flat out the last 4 days now and didn't sleep much last night. I only got about 6 hours, so I'm pretty knackered, but it takes it out of you working in this heat and probably sweating bucket loads all day. But today's antifouling day. I'm mixing up this what do we got? International Ultra 2. It's the hard antifoul put on last time, and it lasted 3 years, so I went with this even though it's a bit more expensive. It means you can scrub it. It's not ablative. There's a lot of solids in it and they all settled on the bottom like this thick. You'd hardly get the screwdriver in there, so having to give it a real good stir up. And then Marie and I are gonna get a roller each and whack it on. The good thing with antifoul, doesn't really matter how it looks. No one's going to see it under the water, just slap it on basically, and this afternoon we'll put a second coat and the boat will look like it's ready to go in the water, even though it's not quite.
This work is definitely more hard than what I was expecting. My arms are dead.
Beautiful day here. There's Joachim and Saint Michel out there. He's working on his boat, getting it ready to go to Thailand hopefully. And yeah, me and Marie just having a little break. This is the Sailfish Cafe. It's open, well, nearly all the time actually. There's a couple of girls here cooking and making drinks pretty much every hour of the day. And we just got our lunch. Yeah, pretty good menu here and pretty good prices. What do you think about lunch today?
It looks pretty good. It's burgers. We had pretty western lunch today. Normally we are taking nasi goreng, but today we tried burger.
What's your favorite one on the menu here?
Ayam rica. It's a leg of chicken, grilled or maybe deep fried in fact, with a big paste of lemongrass, chili and tomato. It's so good. We found these small puppies under the GT close to the water, and this one I think was already crying, so I discovered it because I was wondering what was this noise. So they stayed there for 1 week, but the tide was coming pretty up, so the mother took them just in front of our room because they're gonna be wet and maybe drown if the tide was too up. And we were super happy to have new neighbors, super cute. But one night when we came back from restaurant, they just disappeared. The hole was closed and there were no puppies anymore. So I was super sad. So I was thinking maybe someone killed them because, you know, you have a lot of wild dogs here who just, yeah, doing not so much and just having gangs. But in fact, the next morning we found them close to a tree, and the mom was super sad because she lost the baby, so we took back the baby to the mom and put them back in the little hole. And now we have a whole family.
A whole family of puppies. And they're searching for milk all the time. How many we got?
7. 7 babies.
And no, we're not taking any on the boat, are we?
No, sadly. I'd love to take this one. I'm sure it's a good dog to be an explorator on a boat.
No titties here, buddy. Oh, I'm soon having enough of this boat work. Can't wait to go back in the water. Get in the water, the boat and me. So hot and sweaty, but we are making steps. We finished the antifouling yesterday. Yeah, and we can see the end. We've got, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday? We've got today and 2 more days. So pretty happy about that. It's always a good moment when you pull the masking tape off the waterline. Means the bottom's finished. So here we go. Come on, baby.
So here I just varnished for the 3rd coat the wood floor. So I'm waiting it's drying. And yeah, as Vernon said, I'm also waiting to finish all this job. I start to be quite tired and it was quite exhausting to do all of these jobs in the same time, having the right timing for painting, waiting it's dry, doing something else in between. Yeah, I really hope we're gonna be all ready for Friday. The boys are actually working, Vernon and our friend Dana.
First go using the polishing machine. Gonna see how the boat looks after that. We've sanded it with 3 different grades of sandpaper down to pretty fine. And now polishing compound, cutting compound on here. And we'll give it a crack, see how it looks. It's definitely not going to be an awesome, shiny, freaking super yacht look, but if I can get it a little bit smooth, I'll be pretty happy. Looking good? What do you think, boss?
It's shiny, shiny!
Those of you who can remember the video we did before we left here, I took the propeller off, this Flexofold propeller, because there was too much play. And so I took it back to Europe and sent it up to Denmark, and they've fixed it. So they've put actually a whole new outside on it. The inside core is still the same, and then they've re-glued it all in there, I guess. So it was sort of a new product then, and I guess they've learned how to do it better. But I'm reinstalling that. And also I got new blades, just because I felt we weren't going fast enough. With the blades that were original on it, I was doing about 1 knot less for the same revs as I was with the previous propeller. And so after talking with Flexofold, they said you could try it. So now these have 1 inch more pitch, or, well, I don't know if it's 1 inch, but they have more pitch. So it should give us a little bit more speed. So I'm going to try these. So Dana, what's all this?
This is we call Ramadan food. Every 1 time a year, so all the people, especially Muslim people, is making this kind.
It's to celebrate the end of Ramadan?
Exactly, yes.
With family, and
Yeah,
and thank you very much for inviting us.
you're welcome.
Very, very nice. All the food made by family.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you got here? Chicken, eggs,
And beans.
green beans, rice, rice cake, rice wine, sesame biscuits,
Yeah.
and
Biscuit as well.
crackers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Crunchy,
Super crunchy and super tasty.
sweet,
No, salty.
salty. Yeah, today's the day. Well, not actually the day, but it is the day. No, what I mean is the boat is finally moving. The tractor's just come to pick her up. Schihallion's ready, and yeah, she's getting lifted up from the back here and taken up to the front, to the jetty, basically, to the ramp. And gonna leave it there for the day because the high tide has already been this morning. There's only one a day here, so. And I'll give it a good wash down and do last checks, and then tomorrow morning early on the tide, she'll go in the water and we'll be back again. So happy. It's oh, I just hate being on the hard, to be honest. It's just boring and hot and dusty, and it's a necessity. It's just a necessity fixing the boat, but actually it's the worst part of owning a boat. Yeah, anyway, it's been hard work, but she's looking good. There she is in the background. Tractor's coming.
Tarik press dulu.
Are you posting pictures of the boat?
Yeah, I'm doing stories.
Instagram?
Yeah,
Happy to see the boat moving again?
yeah. And I think she's super happy. She was super tired to stay in dry garden. She wants to go back in the water.
Do you like the new look with the blue?
Yeah, this color is super beautiful. I'm sure the fish gonna more follow us now.
And we're going to be faster.
Oh yeah, super fast, for sure.
Okay guys, that's the end of another video. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. As you saw, the boat's back in the water, and from now on we should be pretty much doing videos, yeah, water and sailing related. Real good to be out of the boatyard. I'd like to thank the guys at Madana Bay. Real cool crew, they looked after us pretty well. The ladies at the Sailfish Cafe fed us twice a day, and yeah, I want to say thank you, big shout out, and definitely recommend Madana Bay to any sailors in Indonesia. Like anything, you know, working on your boat can be trying at times, and getting hold of certain items here in Indonesia is also a bit tricky, but as long as you're a bit prepared beforehand and got your paint ordered and all that sort of stuff, it's completely doable here. How did you find the boatyard experience?
Yeah, it was quite good. I think if you can do your own job on your boat, like, it's a good place to work.
Yeah, well, the local guys were fine helping us too. It's just not a real sailing community, you know, so you got to tell them what to do, but they're really good, and it's pretty cheap labor, so it's not too bad. We had a couple of really good guys helping with us. I said in the last video I'd tell you about our plans for this season, and yeah, we'll just give you a quick rundown because, as I said, also we don't really know. But the one thing we do know is that we have to leave Indonesia. You only get 3 years importation on your boat here, and if you stay longer than that, it's very, very expensive, and it hasn't been changed with COVID times, so we have to leave Indonesia. The only place we can really do that at the moment is Timor-Leste. Malaysia and Thailand are sort of out. I mean, it's possible, everything's possible, but it's a real expensive and long process there. Australia's the same, it's $4,000 quarantine, 2 weeks. I don't think Marie could even get in there, so that's sort of out. Papua New Guinea and Solomon's the same, nothing going there. Philippines, nothing going. So they're the countries that are around us. And Timor-Leste, it used to be Indonesia, it's just in between two Indonesian islands. And we're not allowed to enter there, but we can just basically pay an agent. We're going anchor for 2 hours. he stamps us in, stamps us out, and then we go back to Kupang and check back into Indonesia and get another 3 years. So that's our plan. It's about 750 miles from where we are now and totally against the trade wind, so it's not ideal, but it's doable. Yeah, we'll stay on the north side of the big line of islands, so there won't be swell, and it probably just mean a bit more motoring than we would like, because there'll either be no wind or wind right against us, so it's not ideal, but we'll make the best of it. And yeah, what do you reckon? Good plan?
Yeah, it's probably the best plan, and I'm quite happy to know we're gonna spend a bit more time to explore Indonesia, because I think it's, in this circumstance with all the COVID, it's a super good place for us. We still able to visit some other islands, and we have many things to see still here, so I'm quite happy.
Yeah, that's a good point. It gives us another 3 years, and there really is so much more to explore here. The whole Sulawesi, possibly Kalimantan, Sumatra, Triton Bay, the whole of the north part of Papua that I just sailed quickly past. So I hope you are going to enjoy at least another year's worth of Indonesian videos. I'm sure you won't get bored, because we're going to look for new places, new adventures. We don't like just staying in the same place and doing the same thing. So yeah, that's basically our plan, and obviously we're making videos, so you're going to be along for the ride with us, and we'll see how it goes. And especially you patrons that are helping us actually do this, obviously your contributions and just your support and comments and all that are really, really important and valuable to us. And yeah, we really appreciate every dollar and every email and every comment that you leave. So thanks very much for that. And you want to say it?
I want to say what? Goodbye.
See you next week, same place.
See you next week, same place.
Bye bye.